Now, I'm a big fan of making sure that regardless of my situation, whether I'm at home, traveling, hiking, camping locally, or simply traveling far away to enjoy the outdoors, I make sure that I have multiple ways of cooking my food. Now, I don't know about you, but when the grid goes down, because it's not a matter of if, it's when, we are going to have to look to other means of how to start a fire. Now, in doing so, I'm going to provide some other uses for the tools that I use in order to start a fire. But in the meantime, let's get right back to the cooking of our food. We're not always going to have access to gas or propane, and most people don't know how to use most modern day tools. But I'm going to share with you that you want to have multiple items to make sure that your survivability is increased greatly. Now, these are not things that you would have to purchase, but I'm going to give you a gist of what I like to do. Now, in this case, this is a company called Solo Stove. I'm not sponsoring them and they're not sponsoring me, but I'm going to share with you. I've had this for about 4 years now. Now, this is the Solo Stove. Now, you could use this for a small fireplace so you can burn some wood in here and keep warm at your local campsite. But you can also take this ring up, flip it over, sit it on top. Voila. Now it becomes a cooktop. Let me share with you how that's done. Now, you could buy various containers or pots from Solo Stove or any other company for that fact. I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to share with you how I utilize this particular unit. Now, this is a large capacity pot, and I want this because just in case I am not alone and I have my family members with me, we could eat a good large amount of food out of this pot here. Now, here's your lid, stainless steel. I just have a single bowl in here for now. And here's your pot here, stainless steel, 4.0 liters of water or 140 ounces. You have your measurements inside. You have your handle here, and you have your sort of holder here for your lid. You can carry your pot around that way. I'm going to just simply bring this over, and I'm going to sit it on top. I can start this fire, and Solo Stove have developed a system that allows for a smokeless fire, so you don't have to worry about a lot of smoke. You simply go ahead and place your wood inside and start it. But what happens if you have not gotten near any dry wood, or maybe it's in the wintertime where all the wood is pretty wet? You want to make sure you always have wood on hand. Now, in this bag here, these bags are simple bags I get from Sprouts Market when you have to put your bulk goods inside. I utilize them because inside you can see there's a stack of wood. Now, I have 50 of these, and they're in every vehicle, and a pack is inside of a backpack. Now, they can add weight to your backpack, but that's up to you. And this is what they're called, fat wood. Fat wood is resin from a pine tree and is easily burned. And as you drop them in there, they go ahead and light up. But it's a good way to start your fire so you can get to some sort of dry tinder. But it's always good to have it on hand for an emergency. But in order to light that wood, you're going to need a few tools. And right now I want to share with you these tools because they're just as important as this unit here. Because with these tools, they're going to provide not only your ability to make a fire to cook, but to make a fire to heat yourself up. and to make a fire to signal to others that you are in need of help if need be. Last resort. So this is called a ferro rod. And this ferro rod is heavy duty, and it comes with a striker on the end. And it's a technique you use to simply drive this along the bottom edge and create sparks towards wood, like the fat wood that's easily lit because of the resin, or some sort of flammable material. I'm going to share with you a few more items here, and hopefully you get the gist of things. This is some flammable material. These are made by a company called ProCamp Tech. These are fire plugs. This is a 50 pack. This will last you a long time, and all you need is half of one plug. I call it my Cheeto fire starters. And you simply use these, and it has this sort of material and other ingredients within the plug that easily become flammable. In here, I also carry another item by ProCamp Tech, and this is also flammable. And this is a fire starting stick. Once again, we're talking about having multiple ways to start a fire and not relying just on, one item. These items can start in the rain, in the snow, it doesn't matter, and they will still start. That's what makes those great. But you got to know how to learn to use a ferro rod, and you need to practice. Remember, practice is always important. And if you do those things, it'll be easy for you. Now, I do have some matches here, and these are storm-proof matches. So water, they won't be able to put this out. So having some storm-proof matches is very important. I also have another container of matches. These two are also storm-proof matches. And if you don't have the funds to purchase these matches, you could simply buy regular matches and dip them in a form of wax. And now they become waterproof and weatherproof. But that's what we have here. And having this set up here will ensure that I can still get a good meal anytime I'm hungry and need to refuel my body, but also have the ability to start a fire multiple ways and to keep warm at the same time. Now, I don't know about you, but this is very important to have in an emergency grid situation. Emergency preparedness situation. That was a whole lot, right? I know. Let me make it simple for you. When the grid goes down, it's not if, it's when. You need to have something. And whether you have this unit or you have something smaller, it doesn't matter. Having the ability to cook is fine, but you need to make sure you have multiple ways of providing a meal for yourselves. Until next time, take care of yourselves. And you've heard it here first. Elder Yehuda.